Hello and welcome back. We will be talking about storyboarding and what we have in mind while we storyboard. Some people call storyboarding thumbnailing, so there's that. Storyboards are made up of the main element of this medium, text and visuals. We talked about text in the last lesson, now let's move to visuals. So, what is storyboarding and why we do it? As you can see, it's a very rough sketched page that shows doodles of the panels and what's in them. Sometimes you have the text there as well. It's a stage that could be difficult to get into and stick with because it's not satisfactory at all at first. You're not getting a beautiful picture, you're not creating a fully realized thing the way we artists like to do. It's a technical step that looks easy on the surface. Maybe some beginner manga artists think it's optional, but it's a crucial step because it's all about being a director and structuring the layout for each page in a chapter in a way that works. Once you get the hang of directing, this step becomes so much fun because you start using different framing tools, character placement, and camera angles to tell your story the way you want to. The flow of a page or eyeline is the most important thing to keep in mind. You want the reader to go from the first point on a page to the last without thinking, where should I go next? All the elements on a page should work together to achieve that. And this is how you immerse the reader into the story and your world, especially when you're starting. Readers are not connected to your characters yet, so anything that interrupts the reading experience will turn them off. In the end, people go to fictional worlds for a time off, not always for escape or to be entertained, but to take a breather from one world and find something good and different in another. So if they find themselves needing to learn, to reread, to put in effort just to understand the layout, most readers would slowly walk away from it and pick something that flows better. So how do we do that? Now, while we storyboarding, we need to think of composition, the overall look of the panel, the overall look on the page. Flow, how the eyes move across the page. Pacing, how fast or slow you want to unfold the panels. And readability, how clear the events and the actions are. We're going to take it from the biggest manifestation of your story and then dig deeper as we go smaller. So the first thing is your book. Or your story, that is, to be honest. Does it read from right to left? Or left to right? This is very important to know how to control all the elements and the flow. In my case, I write from right to left because that's how my mother language, Arabic, is written, and it's how I've consumed media for so long. So it's easier for me to visualize things moving in that direction. And that's how I'm going to explain it here. But if you write from left to right, please flip everything I say about left and right. Next, we're gonna zoom in a little bit and look at page spreads. Where to place the emotional beats and important panels. There are two main spots here that you can use to place your important points. Not required, but useful to keep in mind. Where to greet your reader, upper right corner on the right page, and where to leave them, in the lower left corner on the left page. And this brings us to page turns. The left-hand page is where the reader is reading. The right-hand page is revealed only when you turn the page, making it a good place for reveals, surprises, and dramatic moments. For example, in this sequence where there is someone ringing at the door, this character gets up, opens, we don't see who it is until you turn the page. Understanding this helps you plan page pacing and cliffhangers effectively. Now, how to guide the eye across the page or a spread? You can use the famous Z rule, which means that you arrange your elements and your text because readers will walk through the page in a Z shape. Now, this is a flipped Z because I'm writing from right to left, but when you write from left to right, it's Z viewed in the right way. There's also Z that you go across the tier. So you go from top to bottom, right to left. Humans are always attracted to and will follow text and faces first. With that knowledge in mind, you can use the character's gaze, the speech bubble placement to help guide the reader's eyes. Now, the overall layout alone can tell much about the emotional tone. Tight, rigid panels may feel tense or informative, just an easy paneling, easy to look at and easy to follow, or you can go with looser, irregular, and open panels that convey more, maybe more peaceful, maybe more sad, maybe more cluttered. Now, a common layout is to divide a page into 3 parts, horizontally or vertically. In this case, you can see we have many panels here, but in the end, you can just make up these 3 big parts. And the panel is structured as such. A very common manga layout is dividing the page into 3 parts. One horizontal big panel that takes up 1/3 of the page, and then the 2/3 are divided into 2 parts vertically. Let me just switch this to a better color. Now, the reading direction is like this, so you can always move the reader's eyes by how you use diagonal panels and character movement and every element to work with the direction of the page from right to left, so everything should flow from right to left. Now, you can go against it when something is difficult or emotional or disruptive. So if someone is, for example, attacking this very strong opponent, you can always choose to, if you write from right to left, choose to draw the character who is moving towards the stronger opponent, moving from left to right against the flow of the page. Now, when it comes to panels, no matter how much you want to make layers with panels, always think in simple shapes first. As you can see here, we have a lot of overlapping elements and a lot of tricks here and there with paneling, but in the end, when you look at it, this page is divided into these 2 big boxes. Same here. We have these 2 big vertical boxes. Okay, we've talked about the book direction, we've talked about spreads and pages. Now let's take it a step deeper and talk about panels. Panel hierarchy and size. Bigger panels are used for importance and impact, like dramatic moments. If it's stuffed with details or with text and dialogue, readers are going to put more time into it before moving to the next. So that way you control the pacing. Smaller panels, especially when you add some irregular or diagonal frames to it, quicken the pacing, great for action, comedy, or quick internal monologues, or quick dialogue between characters. Now, varying panel sizes and shapes adds rhythm and can reflect the tone of the scene. some scenes require a certain shape or size to be replicated to deliver a point. So maybe you have a character that is sitting on a bed, for example, and then they get up and then they check their phone, like that scenario. Characters are always checking their phones. It's just a reflection of our real life. So this character is on the bed, and then they get up, and then they check the phone. Replicating the shape of the panel gives you an easy way to read the scene and feel like it's a very still, peaceful scene that is kind of monotone, nothing drastic is happening.